Okay, happy Wednesday, Earth Signs, and welcome to your Daily Focus Tarot. So, this is interesting. We have the Chariot and Queen of Wands. The Chariot, we'll get to that in a minute, I guess. So, Queen of Wands, this is talking about reconnecting with who you are at your core, at your very base level, without other people's expectations of you, without your own I woulda, coulda, shoulda, I have to be this, I have to do that type of expectations for yourself, and using that and taming that passion, using that strength and that knowledge of who you are at your core, and using it creatively to help you reach a goal. This is figuring out who you are at your core is really going to help you. It's going to provide you strength. Figuring out who you are underneath all the layers of mass and expectations that other people have put on you, that society, that friends, that family, that even yourself have put on you, and taking those off is really going to strengthen you, and it's going to provide you that passion, that creativity that you need to have this breakthrough, or you have this breakthrough, and that's what brings about the Queen of Swords. The clarifier is the Ace of Swords, or Queen of Wands. Sorry, why did I say Queen of Swords? So the clarifier is the Ace of Swords, and this is a breakthrough in thinking. This is a sun new aha moment that brings clarity to you, that brings this new beginning, this birth. It brings these changes that ripple outward in your life and create a better life for you. You see, it's a new day, and you've got the messenger, and you've got the birch tree in this water, in this unconscious, this mental, emotional, spiritual here, and this sword just comes right out, and it's got the light glinting off it and almost twirling around it, because it's almost like the light comes across here too. So it's almost like the light is swirling around this sword. It's swirling around this idea. It's really helping with this breakthrough. So the Chariot, this talks about willpower. It talks about harnessing your light and dark, the things that you don't want to acknowledge, and also the things that you do want to acknowledge. So things that you don't want to acknowledge about yourself or your life circumstance, and the things that you're okay with and that you acknowledge. And once you get those two halves, those two horses here, once you get those two harnessed, you can use them to take you anywhere you want to go. This card is all about willpower. She's got that wand. She's got the core of herself, of her being, and she's directing the Chariot, and she's pulling behind her the sun. So she's pulling behind her creativity and growth, right? Now the clarifiers that all came out, oh boy, there were like 8 of them that all fell out at once. So we have, the first one is Cernunnos, and this is the Devil and other decks. It talks about the shadow self. It talks about that dark horse right there, that's on the wheel. So it talks about the shadow self. It talks about controlling that, So I can talk about the potential for abundance once you're able to control that shadow self. Once you're able to wake up and master that, master your obsessions, your addictions, compulsions, things that you don't want to acknowledge about yourself, negative thinking patterns, unhealthy habits. Problems that bind you are an illusion you can wake up from and choose to leave behind. So that's what Cernunnos is talking about with the lovers, aka the choice here. He is talking about, and you see he's backlighted there, so he's really highlighted. And they're sleeping, they're not acknowledging him at all. They could wake up and they could go past him into the lighter forest. But first they need to wake up. So once you wake up and harness that, this is really going to help you. The next clarifier was Four of Cups, which talks about possibility, but it also talks about daydreaming and wishful thinking. You'll notice the 3 cups here, 2 of them are standing within reach. There's a cup over here that's kind of hidden, but this person is ignoring all of them. So there is this possibility, but the person is sort of just sitting there daydreaming when they could reach up and start taking all of the cups and collecting them and getting water to drink, right? Then we have 6 of Swords, which is using the knowledge that you gain from your higher self, from going within, from finding your path, and using that to take you to a better place. This is a card of transition and a rite of passage, of going from a bad place to a good place and making those changes necessary. Four of Pentacles, this talks about not hiding away and locking up your emotions or who you are at your core. Like, don't lock up that shadow side. Don't lock up the stuff that you need to acknowledge too much. Some of it needs to come out into the light in order for you to have this. This is a card of being at the crossroads, being blinded, covered in your passions, even though you're still on solid ground, but they're blinding you and they're making it hard for you to choose the right path for yourself. They're making it hard for you to make this decision. Going within, searching for your own light to light your path, being loyal and true to yourself. This is what you need to do. This is what the Chariot is talking about. It's talking about going within. It's talking about not waking up, acknowledging the darkness, acknowledging the things that you really don't want to acknowledge. Stop daydreaming about things that are just possibilities. Move forwards through this transition period, but don't lock yourself up. Don't beat yourself up over it. Make the decision to be true to who you are, both your negative and your positive side, and use that to guide you. And the last clarifier for the Chariot was the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a card of celebration. It's a card of homecoming. Sometimes it's a card of weddings or a card of union in other ways. So like a union in the community, like you working with a group that you've always wanted to work with in your community, or working for a company you've always wanted to work with, and it's a happy homecoming. So really focus today on not locking yourself up and working on those negative aspects, those problems and those things that you don't want to acknowledge in your life. Really shine a light on them, because you're not actually bound. It's an illusion that you're bound. You can unite yourself and move forwards and bring in that creativity and growth into your life. Have a great Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow.